Welcome to Tuesday the 7th of July. Okay, some more of these rhyming words. Let's read the word. What word can you see there? Say it out loud with me. 1, 2, 3. Wood. Okay, which word rhymes with wood? So the first word that we have is, say it out loud, snake. The second word, say it out loud, is tight. The third word, say it out loud, is stood. Which word rhymes with wood? Say it out loud. 1, 2, 3. Of course, it's stood. Woo! What word's this? It's an emotion. How does he feel? He feels shy. Let's read the options together. First word is 1, 2, 3, try. Second word is 1, 2, 3, crab. Third word is 1, 2, 3, messy. Which word rhymes with shy? Shy and try. Woo-hoo. Okay, so we're going to find the missing words in the end of the story. So I want you to read it out loud. So you're going to pause me in a second, read it out loud to yourself, and then think which word rhymes with steeds. Which word is going to go at the end of this rhyming? So pause me now. Sir Gorrel was uncomfortable with swords and angry steeds. He found it all too scary and preferred to do good things, preferred to do good jobs, preferred to do good deeds. With swords and angry steeds, he found it all too scary and he preferred to do good deeds. Okay, I want you to read your questions, read your text, sentence stems, answer your sentences. Off you go. So which verb and adverb tell you how Jack is feeling, and what does Jack's mum do that tells you that she isn't happy? When Jack arrived home, back at his house, he skipped excitedly into the kitchen. Are you back already, Jack? Asked his mother. I hope you got a good price for Daisy. Better than that, mother, sang Jack. I have magical beans. He started to explain about the man he had met, but his mother was not listening. She was extremely angry. She took the beans and she threw them out of the window. So what verb and adverb tell you how Jack was feeling? So here, Jack arrived back at his house. How did he come in? He skipped excitedly into the kitchen. And what does Jack's mum do that tells you that she isn't happy? He started to explain about the man he had met, but his mother was not. So she was not listening. That shows she's not happy. She was not listening. She was extremely angry. She took the beans and threw them out of the window. Read your questions, read your text, sentence stems, and answer them, please. Pause me now. What does Jack do that tells you he is feeling sad? And when Jack wakes up, something unusual has happened. What? Jack was sent to his bedroom. He lay down on his bed and cried himself to sleep. The next morning, Jack woke up and noticed that his bedroom was much darker than usual. A shadow fell across the room. He ran outside to investigate. So what does he do to tell you that he's feeling sad? He lay down on his bed, cried himself to sleep. And when Jack wakes up, something unusual has happened. The next morning, Jack woke up. What did he notice? He noticed that his bedroom was much darker than usual. A shadow fell across the room. Very peculiar. Read your questions, read your text, sentence stem, answers. Guys, pause me now. What description tells you that the stalk is strong, and how tall is the beanstalk? Jack was astounded by what he saw in his garden. Overnight, the beans had grown into a gigantic beanstalk. It was thicker than the trunk of an ancient tree and covered in healthy green leaves. It was the most amazing plant that he had ever seen. The beanstalk went up high into the clouds. He could not see the top of it. I will climb this beanstalk, said Jack, feeling determined. So what description tells you that the stalk is strong? So it was, the beans had grown, a gigantic beanstalk, thicker than the trunk of an ancient tree. So that tells you that it's strong. It's super thick. Even an ancient tree that has been on this earth for hundreds of years. Think about how big the biggest trees that you've seen. It's even bigger than that. And how tall is the beanstalk? The beanstalk went up high into the clouds, and it was so high he could not see the top of it.
Making equal groups today by sharing. Ron is playing with 3 friends, and he's very good at sharing, so he is giving out the fruit. 1 banana, 2 bananas, 3 bananas, 4, 5 bananas, 6 bananas, 7 bananas more. Well done, Ron. He's given out the bananas, nice and fairly. Pause the video here and read this sentence. Can you fill in the gaps? Well done. There are 4 children, and each child gets 2 bananas. There are 5 children in the group now. Obviously more people would like a banana. Can they share 8 bananas equally? There are 8 bananas, and there are 5 plates. Why don't you go and get 8 bananas, or 8 somethings, and try and share them between 5 people? Can you do it? Pause the video here to have a go. This is what happened when I did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this isn't looking good. I've got 3 left. 1, 2, 3. That's not equal, is it? 3 people have got 2 bananas each, and 2 people only got 1 each. No, we can't share 8 bananas equally between 5 people. Can they share 10 bananas equally? And how many bananas would each child get? Pause the video here and have a go with 10 this time. Yes, that's right. They can. There's the extra 2 bananas, and now everybody has got 2 bananas each. Teddy has got 20 bananas. He wants to share them equally between 4 people. How many bananas does each person get? Here are the 20 bananas, and here are the 4 plates. I've not actually got 20 bananas. Have you got 20 bananas? No, not many people do have 20 bananas. So I'm going to use counters instead. And actually, sometimes plates get broken, so I'm going to draw big circles instead. And now I'm going to put my counters into my circles. And I'm going to share them 1 at a time. 1 into the first one, 1 into the second one, 1 into the third one, and 1 into the fourth one. And I'm going to keep doing that until all the counters have gone. And now I can see that each person would get 5 bananas. Not counters, they're just representing the bananas. Each person would get 5 bananas. Whitney has 16 flowers. Beautiful. She shares them equally between some vases. I'd like to know how many flowers would there be in each vase if she had 2, 4, 8, 16, or just 1 vase. Pause the video here. Have a go. Did you do it? Did you do it with flowers? Have you got 16 vases? I haven't. Very good. Is this what you found? 2 vases would be 8 flowers in each. 4 vases would be 4 flowers in each. 8 vases would be 2 flowers in each. There's a bit of a pattern there, isn't there? So 6 vases would be 1 flower in each. And 1 vase must be all 16 flowers. 20 cars drive into a car park. Could you make a car park and drive 20 cars into it? In this car park, the cars are shared equally between 4 coloured areas. 1 in the blue, 1 in the green, 1 in the orange, and 1 in the purple, until all the cars have been shared out equally. Pause here and think about the calculation we have done. There's some boxes here to help you. That's right. We started off with 20 cars and we divided them, or we shared them, between 4 coloured parts of the car park. And now we have 5 cars in each coloured part. We couldn't represent what we've done like this, because we haven't shared between 5 different areas, and we've not got 4 cars in each area. Here we've got some divisions for you to have a go at. 10 divided by 2. So I'd be thinking about those 10 cars and divided them between 2 car parks. How many would be in each car park? That's right, 5. And we can check that's correct by taking those 5, multiplying them by 2, and it should give us 10. 5 times 2 is 10. What about this one? For this one, we could think about the 20 cars into the 4 car parks, which we know is 5, or we could count up in 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, which would be 5 4s. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. How are we going to do this one? I'm going to count up in 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. I counted 4 times. This one's similar to before. 10 divided by 2 was 5, so 10 divided by 5 must be 2. Yes, and 2 times 5 is 10. These numbers are familiar too. What do you times by 5 to get 50? Oh, 10 of course.
Annie has 12 apples and she shares them equally into 2 boxes. Show how Annie shares the apples equally. So I'd like you to draw your apples in the 2 boxes, and once you've done that, if you haven't got the boxes, you can do it on your paper, you can draw your own boxes. There are 12 apples. There are how many boxes? And there are how many apples in each box? Pause me now, guys. So there are the 12 apples, there are 2 boxes, and there are 6 apples in each box. Pause now to check your answers. Take 20 cubes. If you are at home and you don't have cubes, you can use pasta, or Darcy Week, use cereal, you can use whatever you want, but take 20 things. Share them into 2 equal groups and complete the sentence. There are 20 cubes or pasta or cereal. There are how many groups? There are how many in each group? And then B, share the cubes into 5 equal groups. Complete the sentences. There are 20 cubes. There are this many groups. There are this many cubes in each group. And then C, you can share 20 into you can share 20 into other equal groups. Is this true? Okay, so pause me now. So there are 2 groups and there are 10 cubes in each group, and into 5 groups, there are 5 groups and there are 4 cubes in each group. Can you share 20 into other equal groups? Yes, which others can you share into 20? Email me your answers. Complete the divisions. Use base 10 to help you. Now, if you are at home, you do not have base 10, okay? If you're finding this tricky, then you can leave it. Do not feel sad because you have not got the apparatus. If you're in school and you might be able to use base 10 depending on how many we have and if they're easy to clean. So you might be able to use base 10, you might not to answer those questions. Some of you are going to know them anyway though. And the 30 flowers are shared equally between 5 vases. Complete the division question. What does each part of the division represent? I want you to talk about that with a grown-up or a brother or a sister, or out loud, or email me your answers. Okay, pause me now. So have a check of your answers. Have a look. Pause me now to see if you've got them right. If you haven't got them right, where did you go wrong? And add in your corrections. Pause me now. Okay, so we've got some division problems. Dividing by 5. Something gives you an answer of 2. Dividing by 4. And again, dividing by 2. Right. So you've got to answer those and then write a letter in each box to match the divisions to the sentences. Have I cut off? Silly me. I get it. So you've got to figure out this one and put an A, B, a C, or a D into the boxes. Which one of these calculations match with these word problems? Okay, pause me now. So you can see 20 divided by 5 is 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5, 20 divided by 10 is 2, 20 divided by 2 is 10, and then you can see that B is Dora, so your 20 divided by 4, Dora has 20 apples, she shares them equally between 4 boxes, so it's B, C, A, and D. Okay, soaking sentences. The fire is getting worse. Oh no. Can you help to put out the fire by matching the correct flames with the correct water buckets? Write out the sentences below each water bucket with the correct punctuation. The water bucket that has the most sentences written below it will tell you the bakery job of the bun burner. Okay, so we're going to find out the bakery job of the person. So we're going to read the sentence. So the first one, what could be worse than the plague? What kind of sentence is that? Is it a statement? Is it selling something? Is it a command? Sorry, is it a statement? So if we get lots of statements, it will be a selling something. If it's a command, there will be a cleaning something. And if it's a question, there'll be baking. So what's this first one? What could be worse than the plague? It's a question. So you need to write out that sentence using the correct punctuation. Make sure the end of your sentence is finished with the correct punctuation. And then you can make a list. You can draw this table out and you can make a list under each heading. And then you can find out the sentence form used the most is which one. So the burner's job is. So we're going to find out what the burner's job is. Pause me now. So you can see that we have 3 questions. And so that's the most. So they must be a baker. So we had loads of people before because our last clue was an adult, wasn't it? So it's an adult who is a baker. So Agnes was out. She was a child. Okay. Anne is an adult. Yes. Oh, and she's a baker. It could be Anne. It could be Anne. Okay. Charles is an adult. Yes. And a baker. It could be Charles. Can't be Clement, child and cleaner. Oh, adult and a baker. Edmund's an adult and a baker. Oh, adult and a seller. Can't be them. Can't be them. No, no, no. You're all right, Eleanor. You're out. Adult and a baker. Florence, you cheeky girl. Francis, adult and a cleaner. No. Child and a seller. No. Adult and a baker. Who's this, Gilbert? Adult and a baker. Hester. Child and a cleaner. No. Adult and a baker. Isaac. Adult and a baker. Joyce. Child and a seller. No. Oh, gosh, loads. Adult and a baker. Matthew. I suppose it is a bakery. There's going to be a lot. Adult and a cleaner. Adult and a baker. Tomencia. Adult and a baker. Zachariah. Oh, I've got a lot there. So, oh my goodness. Okay. Ready for our next clue. So this time the star of the story is going to be you. So we're going to replace, like we replace our star with your dragon, we're going to replace Jack with you. It's going to be you and the beanstalk. Oh no. Now, you know I said yesterday that we had a lot to do, so this is some catch-up time. So you can take some time to catch up on your paragraph from yesterday. And then what I'd like you to do is, like I did with the Alistair one, I got the he and the she mixed up, didn't I? So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do the same thing as I did the Alistair one. I'd like you to go through and I would like you to edit Jack's name for your name. Okay, so I would like you to go through and cross out anything that is in reference to Jack and transfer it so it's in reference to you. And are there any other parts that you might need to edit now so that it makes more sense that it's being written about you? Okay, so pause me now. So if you'd like to, if you've already made some puppets, you can make your own stick-on puppet of yourself to use in your story reenactment. So you can make a story that has you in it. We need to be looking at weather. Oh, disappeared. We need to be looking at weather. So I thought it might be interesting to have a little look through these slides on weather and some activities that we might be able to do. So I'd like you to have a think about what the word weather means, what different types of weather there are, what is the weather like today, and how do you know? What are your clues like in guided reading, looking for the clues? What are the clues? So the weather, what kind of weather is it? How will you find out about what the weather will be like tomorrow? So pause me now to have a think or a discussion about those questions. So the different weather, we have sunny, windy, rainy, we have sunny intervals, thunderstorms, and weather forecasts. So I thought it might be exciting if you pretended to be a weatherman or a weatherwoman, and you can talk us through what today is. So when they go to the weather, they go, "Thanks, Jane. Thanks for handing over to me there, Jane. Now, I'd like to talk to you about the weather." So today we can see that it's a very sunny day, and we know that it's a very sunny day because the sky is blue, there are no clouds in sight, and it's very warm. The temperature is high today. So I want you to go through, so decide what kind of day you're going to be reporting on. You could pretend to be in a blizzard. It could be the coldest, most wintry day you've ever experienced. It doesn't actually have to be what day it is today. And you're going to do a presentation as the weatherman or the weatherwoman in the studio, being handed over by Jane or whoever you want. I want you to do some reenactments of what it would be like to be a weather person, please. I've just had a mare. I don't know if you've got what I've just done or whether it's been re-recorded over. I don't know, but I've tried to highlight and click and it hasn't worked. So I'm going to start. I don't know. So if we start with branches snapping in the wind, which one of these looks like it is the picture that would make a branch snap in the wind? Rain, really heavy rain might. Wind, snow, really heavy snow might as well. Sunny and cloudy. But let's have a look at these other pictures and see about these. So pause me now, because I might not have told you to do this already. Pause me now and have a look which three matches. So you need one from the top, one for the middle, one for the bottom. How are you going to match them up? Pause on that. Pause me now. I'm going to mare on this slide, go. So you could be saying, well, rain could snap the branch. You're right, and snow could. But which one of these top pictures, if we pick snow, which one do you think it's going to be? It's going to be this one, isn't it? And this one goes with the snow. Which image do you think at the bottom represents the snow? And if you're not sure, work backwards. Which one do you know for sure? We know that's fog, don't we, for sure? F-O-G, fog. Which one do you think is going to be snow? Which one looks like it's like this one, I reckon? Yeah, all the greens. So then, the rain. We said rain could have broke the branches. Is it going to be pink? No, No. Which picture at the top is going to go with the rain? Is it going to be the car fog lights, the sun cream, or the umbrella, of course? And then which one of these at the bottom? Which one at the bottom? It's the center one, isn't it? So which one of these has made the tree branches snap? Windy, sunny and cloudy, or fog? Wind, yes. Shall we have a look? Which one do you think is the wind on the bottom here? Well, this one says fog, doesn't it? This one on the far left-hand side, what's that going to be? You can see the little sun behind the cloud. This one is the wind symbol, so they're all our pinks. So then let's go to the car fog lights. Which picture shows fog? Yeah, it's a misty, magical, isn't it? Fog-like cloud. And then this one says fog, that's easy. And then the last three, let's check we've done it right. Our sun cream, when it's a sunny and cloudy day, and there you can see the sun behind the cloud. Good job, guys. Now, how might we measure the weather? That's a question for us, isn't it? How might we measure the weather? That's a tongue twister. So in the pack, on the Monday pack, I have put together some little ideas for creating your own weather measuring devices. Now, if you're in school, I'm not sure what you can and cannot access. I'm hoping a little cup and maybe some twigs. I was thinking maybe you might be able to use twigs from the wild area, from the forest area, to put all that together. I was hoping maybe you might be able to make a wind measure at least. Maybe if you're at home, you might be able to make a water measure. I know Mrs. Mullen has set that as one of your challenges. We did see a couple. If you've already done that, you obviously don't need to do it again because you'll have one in the garden. But if you can show me some of your results, because we've had some fierce rain, haven't we? So in the work pack on the Monday, there are some ideas of how you can do this. You can spread it out. You don't need to do it today. They're just some ideas. Now, this video is problematic. I can't download it. So I've got an image here, but I can't download it to my computer to upload it so that it just magically works for you guys. So what I have done is I've made a copy at the top of the BBC bite-sized clip. It's Z9G87TY. If you type in that into the top of the Google, then it will come up. Or you can just Google making weekly weather recordings and that video will come up and you can have a little peek at that video and give you some more information about weather stations. And this is what they would look like. Now, the thermometer, we can't make thermometers, but if you're in school, there might be a thermometer that you're able to put outside. We had one in our classroom for a little while, didn't we? That's how your rain gauge will look if you're at home or if you're able to create that. And then that majestic beast is what the wind direction. You're going to have a little think of, find out of where north, south, east and west is, aren't you? Maybe you need some grown-ups to help you do that if you don't have a compass. Phones have compasses, so you'll be able to find that information out by using your phone. And then I have included in the work booklet a weather report. Now, you don't need to download that weather report to be able to write a weather report. You can have a look on the screen right now. Actually, I'm going to put a bigger one on. I'll add an extra screen in after this one to do a bigger one so that you can get an idea of what it is that we need to look at. I'll do that now. Here I've blown up the sheet a little bit, so if you are at home or if you're in school, and it's tricky getting everything printed out, isn't it? So you can create your own weather report replicating this. So you can put a date and a season at the top, and then you can put what the weather is like today. You can draw an image. Today it has been, it is spelt. So there's some words underneath that you can use to include that, and then you can create yourself a little weather chart. And every day when you come into school or when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed in the evening, you can create your own little weather chart, and we can keep a tab of what the weather's like. Now, you might not be able to do the temperature, you might not be able to do the rainfall, you might not, whichever it is that you have made and created to be able to record, then you can fill that in. You can also talk about, you can do the little symbols if you wanted to. So on the Monday workbook, there's the little symbols that you can use. So you can make it and add to it however you want. But it would be lovely to be able to see a weather chart where I can see a real clear picture of what the weather has been like. So the little weather report that we did at the beginning of this, I wonder how much more information we've got and that we feel like we've learned about being a weather reporter. I wonder if we can do a week's weather report. So have a look at your little table of results that you've been keeping, and you can do a reflective. This week, the weather has been, and you can take us through each day and talk to us about the different things that you know and that you've recorded about each day's weather. I would love to see some videos. I'd love to see your charts. However you do it, I would love to see your weather reports for a week. And then the next few slides are the slides that we had before on the CC stuff. I know you've started to work your way through some of these, but I know there's still some activities that some of you haven't worked your way through yet. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep all this together, and then it's a pick and choose what it is that you'd like to do, isn't it? So here is the time capsule, where you can create a news report about your experience of lockdown. You could do a diary entry. You could also do a diary entry if you're in school now. If I know things are changing all the time, so you might have a different diary that you could write in now. These are some little things that we talked about. Now more and more of you are coming back into school, so this might not be as appropriate, but still some of you are at home, so you might to do this. This is the Penpal option, which I thought was a fabulous idea. You could really make somebody's heart sing, couldn't you, with this? Then we've got the little book of lockdown. So we're doing the digital book in school, aren't we? So how are you guys getting on with that one? Have we got any information that you want to forward on to me? Because I'd love to see that. And then this is our connected curriculum menu challenge board, and I know that some of you guys in school have been starting to work on this, and it has been fabulous. Mrs. Statham and Miss Budden have been talking about all the beautiful things that you're doing, and I'm very impressed, very, very impressed. So I thought I'd pop this on here as well in case there's anything in there you want to keep on beavering away with. Good job, guys.